So we go onto the start, and this is one of Henley's most famous races, the Diamond Challenge Sculls. It's the one that every sculler in the world wants to come and get their name on. Ollie Zeidler, Mahe Drysdale, Hannah Sobrano, Pete Lambert, the names on it the last few years. In fact, Lambert beat Graham Thomas in the final of this race in 2012. So we have Graham Thomas from Agecroft Rowing Club, and he is on the Berkshire station, the left-hand side of your screen. And on the right-hand side of your screen, the 26-year-old Leander man. On the Buck station, Seb Devereux. Devereux's a really fast starter, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He had a fast time to the barrier yesterday. He was 4 seconds quicker than Graham Thomas. So Graham knows he has to start fast to stay with him. Wonderful mix here of the experience of Graham Thomas, who's come through that from Agecroft, come through the talent programme, and you know, the under-23 confidence, that upcoming athlete, gold in the double in 2017, fourth in GB trials earlier this year of Seb Devereux.
So Seb Devereux finished fourth in those trials. Of course, those trials were won by the man to his right, Graham Thomas. And Thomas will be mindful of that, as will Devereux. And if we take a look at the speed, so Thomas not quick off, but what he's doing, he's holding his speed in that phase just as you come off your high rating on the start and just before you get into your kind of pace rating. He's holding that a lot better than Seb Devereux at the moment, and his bows are inching back.
There's a confidence there, there's an experience there, there is a canniness there that's allowed him just to come, you know, a pip down and get a little bit more length, because it's going to be the length of each stroke down the track that is going to be critical. It's small margins here, it's mind games here, and Seb really attacking, of course, again, you know, bringing that sort of boldness to saying, I want to take this. I was quickest to the barrier yesterday, and Graham Thomas saying, no, I have a race plan.
Looking at Thomas, I mean, he's got a longer stroke, a lower rate of striking, which you guess in this headwind is going to pay dividends as we go down the course on this race. A little more back-ended. Seb Devereux very aggressive on the front end, isn't he? The blades just disappear so quickly on the front end.
Yeah, I think it just feels like there's a little more tension. It's definitely a punchier, powerful style with Seb Devereux. I just feel there's a little bit more tension there, and he needs to sort of think, okay, you know, first 500 down, we got to the barrier. Now, what's the plan for this middle 1,000 to be efficient and powerful? It's great to have these two heavyweights side by side, testing each other, asking and helping each other to bring their best.
So Graham Thomas on the right of your picture, back from the Tokyo Olympics, where he finished fourth with John Collins in the double scull, a race won by French double, Boucheron and Androdias. Netherlands and China finished in front of GB. They did a lightning fast time of 6 minutes and 6 seconds. It was so quick, which probably must be the quickest time a British double has ever done. And I guess being a Tokyo Olympian went some way to assuage the pain for Graham of missing out on the Rio Olympics because of his illness.
I mean, it just shows, doesn't it, how tough it is. And so you're right, just to have become an Olympian is a wonderful part of this summer for Graham Thomas. But like so many of the British team, we've seen that hunger for more, that seeing the Olympics as part of the, you know, there's a season that life goes on after it. There's no post-Olympic blues for the likes of Imogen Grant or Graham Thomas, or the quad that we saw racing in you know, earlier with Jack Bowman and his squad and his crew. You know, and I think that's so wonderful that they haven't had the opportunity to race much. They haven't had the opportunity to have crowds watching them in Tokyo, and so coming here and being part of Henley Royal Regatta is what they wanted to complete their season.
So Graham Thomas, you can see he's edging away from Sam Mayer, who's continued to keep his high rate of striking, 34. Thomas at 33 strokes a minute, a really impressive push through the middle of this race where the course comes away from both banks. And Thomas has a lead, probably about of one length, over Seb Devereux, the Leander Club sculler. Learnt to row at Marlow Rowing Club, just down the river from here, lives in Henley, cottage in New Street, and has rowed in the States. He's a Husky, which means he studied at University of Washington. Real talent. Just not quite as long in his stroke as Graham Thomas, isn't he? He's got that high rate of striking, but maybe just sacrificing a little bit of length in his stroke for that 34 that he's plugging over at.
I think so. I just want him to let it run out the front a little bit more. Of course, it's challenging on the water at Henley, but it feels like there's just that need for the boat to do more work in between the strokes. He's super powerful in the water. There's no question about that. And I know he's got the fitness to keep that going, but he needs to find something extra. It's not going to come just from power. It's going to come from the combination of what the boat's doing in between the strokes.
Graham Thomas, very proud Agecroft member, the 32-year-old. I can't believe his Olympic campaign will be run just yet. Hasn't made an announcement. I don't think any of the athletes have, but I would imagine we'll see him in the British team for the Paris Olympics. And this, winning the Diamond Sculls, if that's what he goes on to do, is such an amazing thing for any sculler, any oarsman. And there are some oarsmen that have come through to sculling, like Greg Searle, for example. You know, names like Alan Campbell, going back, sort of Stuart McKenzie.
It's an incredible history of this event, and what a wonderful thing for him to feel, you know, I want to do this, I want to get my name on that Diamond Sculls, you know, I want to get my name on that trophy. I want this to be part of my rowing history, part of my career. To be so motivated still coming back from the Olympics is so brilliant, and he is sculling superbly. Lovely shot here. There's so much freedom that the boat, once the oars are come out, that finish so cleanly, he lifts them out and the boat surges on, and it is moving so freely.
Yeah, it's got a very subtle front end, doesn't he? The blades don't kind of smack in, they just cover themselves very quickly, you know, and he waits to lock before the blades are buried, and you can see that with the flat run of the stern on the boat. If he's locking ahead of the blades going in, the stern will be dipping and slowing the boat down, but it's just running on beautifully.
So impressive. He's a big guy. He was a former rugby player. He excelled in all the age groups, playing, you know, between the ages of 15 and 20. He's a big, powerful guy, and that's so impressive then on this poppy water at Henley with all of this pressure, and having come out of a double scull, you have to adjust your technique when you're in a single to then be rowing like this. What a masterclass.
And I think Sam Mayer there in the red boat from Leander Club, if he wants to get into the Paris Olympics, it's probably going to be via a crew boat. He's an under-23 world champion in the double. Seb Devereux, sorry, he's an under-23 gold medalist with Sam Mayer in the double sculls.
How wonderful for him. Now he's been in the final of the Diamond Challenge Sculls. He's going to give his all coming into the line, and he's going to want to come back and race in this event again too.
Yeah, and who's to say he won't win it? 26 years of age, there's plenty of time for him, but this is the time, the day, the regatta for another athlete to put their name on this historic Diamond Sculls trophy. Steve Redgrave, of course, previous winner, the regatta chairman, no doubt watching on as Graham Thomas from Agecroft comes up to the finish line. The final few strokes, this will taste sweet. He lost the diamonds in 2012, he's won it now in 2021. Graham Thomas of Agecroft takes the Diamond Sculls title, and Seb Devereux comes in behind. Good race from Seb Devereux, but nothing could take away from Graham Thomas.
A real masterclass. Coaches, students, athletes, you're just starting sculling, have a look at how Graham Thomas raced that race.